So again, I'm with Homes for All Nashville, and we are a newly emerging tenant advocacy and organizing group. And our primary focus is supporting the formation of tenant unions. As everyone knows, there's a huge displacement epidemic happening in our city and across the country. And this epidemic is hitting renters particularly hard. Yep. Right now in Nashville, almost 40% of all Nashville, Davidson County households earn under $36,000 a year. That's households, not individuals. And on top of this, rents are skyrocketing. Average rent for a 2-bedroom home is over $1,500 a month right now. And so what we as Homes for All Nashville do is we support the formation of folks, particularly in apartment complexes, that are getting bought out, or where rents are getting jacked up. We believe that 1 or 2 tenants trying to face a landlord by themselves doesn't really get us anywhere. But if we have 10, 20, 30 residents of an apartment complex, along with the support of you all, working with a new developer or landlord to demand that their rights are seen, to demand if someone does buy out the complex, that they're given a gradual increase in rent, instead of going from $600 a month to $1,000 a month, or demanding that they want stable, affordable homes for perpetuity. We believe that there's power in numbers, and so we support the formation of tenant unions and bringing those unions together. So we would love to talk to you if you are a renter, whether you live in an apartment complex or rent out of a home. We would love to talk to you and talk about how we can support your own organizing in your community. I'm supposed to lead a chant right now, so I guess we can start off with whose homes? Ours, our homes. Whose land? Our land. Whose homes?
Our homes.
Whose land?
Our land.
Whose homes?
Our homes.
Whose land?
Our land.
Whose homes?
Our homes.
Whose land?
Our land.
All right, I want to try one more. This one's 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, 4. To pay the rent, I still need more. Should we try this one?
That's true.
So, ready? 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, 4. To pay the rent, I still need more. 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, 4. To pay the rent, I still need more. 1 job, 2 job, 3 job, 4. To pay the rent, I still need more.
Woo! Sean, where's Sean? Free Puerto Rico now, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, Willie Cardenas. We wrote a couple of words here. All of us from Free Puerto Rico now stand with our sisters, brothers, and siblings against the hate, oppression, and neo-fascist actions pushed back by Donald Trump and his administration. The same U.S. government that condones slavery, colonialism, lynching, and segregation has carried out untold abuses under Obama, including condoning police violence, caging immigrants, refugees in detention centers, and attacks on indigenous protectors with water hoses and dogs. This oppression will only accelerate under Trump. Your struggle to survive is our struggle too. Puerto Ricans are fighting against the same system and demanding they leave us the heck alone. After 119 years of U.S. colonial rule, the United States government and corporations have stolen our land, keep us in poverty wages, murder and imprison our leaders, and try to strip us of our identity. But guess what? After 35 years in prison, our brother Oscar Lopez will be free after a pardon granted by Obama. This was not guaranteed. It took 35 years of international campaigns and relentless fights to force the government's hand and win his freedom.
Yeah!
And now we will walk, we will march and stand with other working people at the front lines, fighting for dignity, for housing, for women's rights, for ending exploitative wages of $7.25 an hour, and an end to the racist so-called justice system. We stand with you because without justice, there is no peace.
No justice, no peace! No justice!
Because it isn't enough. Because it isn't enough to say what we are against. We must organize and mobilize for what we are for.
Yeah!
We are building an alliance of oppressed peoples in Nashville, nationally and across borders. They try to divide us, but we are united. And united we demand, stop all immigration raids.
Yeah!
Jail the killer cops.
Yeah!
Sanctuary city for all who live here. Free, free Palestine. And Western Sahara. U.S. out of indigenous lands and self-determination for Puerto Rico now. A fascist may have been elected president, but a sea of humanity organized and is in the street. We will fight for a new world built on basic human solidarity. It won't be easy and it won't look pretty, but only when we win our justice, only then will there be peace and we will be free.
I just want to say it's very important that we repeal the Jones Act. The people in Puerto Rico, they are suffering. The prices of goods are so high. They've lowered the minimum wage. Again, it's $4.25. No family can work on that type of wages.
That ain't right.
It's the island of my ancestors. I was born in America. My roots are Latin. I care for my people over there. They're closing down the schools. They're closing down the clinics, but they're building jails. And that's a problem. We're going to organize or die. I stand in solidarity. God bless you all.
Okay, now we're going to hear from Surge, showing up for Racial Justice Nashville.
Hey, my name's Marie. Hi. How many of you have heard of an organization called Showing Up for Racial Justice Nashville? Have you been to a meeting, especially if you're a white person? Don't have any sleep. Okay, cool. I'm going to read a statement that our leadership and membership put together really quickly and then tell you super quickly who Surge is. White voters overwhelmingly voted for a right-wing populist candidate that promised to drain the swamp, shake up the status quo, and finally work for the people. Major eye roll. Go ahead. With each new tweet or appointment of the rich and racist, it is clear that a Trump administration will never serve the interest of the people. Not any people, but the rich. What serves the interest of the people instead are movements for social change led by people of color, immigrants, refugees, disabled people, women, queer folks, the working class. Right? Showing Up for Racial Justice is excited to join with all these local organizations that you've been hearing about today to inaugurate a multiracial, cross-class movement in Nashville that will work against Trump and his administration and for the people until we die. So Showing Up for Racial Justice is a local chapter of a national organization that was birthed out of Black liberation movements and leadership telling white people that the burden of dismantling white supremacy is not the burden of people of color, but it's the burden of white people whose hearts and minds and everyday lives uphold it. And so the work of Surge is not to build a membership of white folks who get in a room and just talk about our feelings. We think that would just be replicating part of the problem. Our goal is to work with white communities, recognizing that we do live in a segregated world still, a world that we don't want anymore, and to prepare white people to enter multiracial spaces and relationships and movements in ways that don't cause as much harm as we regularly do when we show up. White people, we cause a lot of trouble sometimes. When we don't recognize how much racism is embodied in every single thing that we do and how much work we need to do on our own and with our own people before we can really show up and dismantle this whole thing with other folks, and to also follow the leadership of people of color and to know when to show up and step up and know when to step back and shut up. So Surge is here to try to help bridge a gap between majority white spaces and multiracial movement spaces led by people of color. And so hopefully Surge is not an organization that hopes to stick around for forever. We hope to be a part of creating the kind of world that we want, where the world is led by working class people of color, to be honest. So that's who we are, and we're here, and I'm supposed to do a song, so we're gonna do a song. Yeah, what book is this? Yeah, okay. So I love this little songbook. I got this songbook from the Highlander Research and Education Center in Newmarket, Tennessee. And this songbook is full of freedom songs and protest songs that we use in movement spaces to catalyze ourselves and to dream up a new world and to move into it with rhythm, because that's the only way we're going to do it with full hearts. So there's a song called Which Side Are You On? And it comes out of coal miners in Kentucky who were literally in a 9-year skirmish between union organizers and coal miners on one side and literally state power and corporate interest on the other. And there were skirmishes, I said that already, there were bombings, there were executions, and it was literally a moment where there was no other way to move forward but to pick a side. We think we're in a similar moment now, and we've never been anywhere else. If you're not on the side of the people's movement, you're on the wrong side of history. And so I think we're in a moment where Surge specifically wants to ask white people to pick a side.